Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's Warzone video, I'm showing you the top 5 best SMGs to use right now here in the Season 5 Reloaded update. So if you are new, enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell. Thank you guys for watching, and let's hop into it. So hopping into our first weapon, guys, we have the Armatage 43. Now this weapon did receive a nerf here in the Season 5 Reloaded update, which still is really good, as if you probably have picked up the floor loot weapon of the Armatage, it still slays out a little bit, so I'm glad that it's not too bad of a nerf because this is one of my favorite weapons to use. Now going into the build, the muzzle, we're going to be using the recoil booster for that fire rate. It's going to give us a faster time to kill, make us more aggressive, and especially with the fire rate being already quick, it just makes the weapon 20 times better to use, and you should be using the recoil booster on all of your Vanguard SMGs. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be running the 570mm precision barrel. This can help make the weapon highly accurate and controllable. It's going to increase headshot damage, and it's going to increase that bullet velocity. So really the main two things I'm looking at here is that bullet velocity. It's going to make the weapon highly accurate and controllable. Easier to control, very accurate, and also our bullets are traveling faster in air to hit our targets faster. Now for the optic, I am going to be going with the slate reflector. I do like this more than the Model 47. You can choose either or you can go with the iron sights if you really want to. But in today's video, we are going to be using the slate reflector. Now for the stock, we are going to be using the folding stock for that sprint to fire speed and movement speed. So we're shooting faster off a sprint to be more aggressive, and as well we are moving faster around the map. Easier to juke people out, flank people, run away if we are hurt, etc. So it's really good to use as well. Now for perk 1, we are going to be using steady for the ADS firing move speed. So when aiming down sights and firing, we are moving really quick, which is always helpful when getting into those gunfights. And then for perk 2, we are going to be running quick for that sprint speed. Now for the rear grip, we are going to be running the taped grip down here. It's going to help with aiming stability, movement speed, weapon swap quickness, and sprint to fire speed. So again, we are shooting even faster now off a sprint to make us more aggressive. We are swapping weapons faster if we run out of ammo, if it comes to a thing that we need to go longer distance, medium distance, because this build is really good up close and medium, I would say, but nothing further than that, with that movement speed as well. And then we have some more aiming stability. Now for the magazine, I am going with the 55 round mag just for a larger magazine size. I don't want to lose out on too much aim down sight speed, nor movement speed or reload quickness, so I'm not going with the larger magazine sizes. The ammunition type is going to be the LinkedIn ammo type for that bullet velocity, so our bullets are traveling even faster now to hit our targets. And then for our final attachment, guys, the underbarrel, I'm going to be using the Mark 6 skeletal grip for that aim down sight speed and movement speed to make me more faster and more aggressive. Now we have the H4Blixton still in my top 5 just because even though it got thousands of nerfs, it's still really good. Now going into my build for the muzzle, we are going to be running the recoil booster once again. It's really good on all SMGs, like I said. Faster time to kill, makes us more aggressive up close, so why wouldn't you add it on? Now for the barrel, we are going to be running the RMK barrel. That's going to help with damage at range, and bullet velocity. So our bullets are dealing more damage all together, any range, and of course our bullets are doing more damage at a longer distance as well, which is really good in our bullet velocity. So our bullets are traveling even faster now to hit our targets faster, make us more aggressive, so that's going to help us get high kill games. Now for the optic, we are going to be using the slate reflector once again. I do like it over the Model 47, especially on the H4Blixton. On the Armatage, I could understand using the Model 47 because it does feel really good, but today's video, we are going to be using the slate reflector on my H4Blixton. Now for the stock, we are going to be using the remove stock for that movement speed, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight speed. So we're moving faster in general, flanking, getting away from people, getting around the map faster. We're shooting faster off a sprint to help us be more aggressive. Now I guarantee using this build, you are going to be the first person to shoot in every gunfight you get into when using the H4Blixton. And of course that aim down sight speed is always important. You want to be that first person to fire, first person to aim down sights to be more accurate. It just helps with your gunfights. Now for perk 1, we are going to be using Fleet for that weapon swap quickness and movement speed, so we're running around the map quicker, changing and swapping our weapons faster, always helpful. And then for perk 2, we are going to be running quick for that sprint speed. Now for the rear grip, once again, we are going to be running the tape grip for that sprint to fire speed, weapon swap quickness, movement speed, and aiming stability. So having this on, we're shooting fast, even faster off a sprint. We are swapping weapons faster, we're moving even faster now, and we're more stable when aiming down sights. The magazine is going to be the 54 round Garinko mag. It's going to help with recoil control and accuracy. It's going to increase torso damage, and of course a larger magazine size, so you definitely want to add this on. Now for the ammunition type, we are going to be running the LinkedIn ammo type for that bullet velocity to help our bullets travel faster in air. And then for our final attachment, guys, we're going to be adding on the SG98 compact grip. Alright, so going into our next weapon, as you guys see here on the screen, we have the MP40. Now, this weapon's been really good all year round, surprisingly, with how they've been nerfing things. But also, they did buff this weapon here in the Season 5 Reloaded update, so it's a tiny bit better to use, so you should start using it. Now, going into my build, for the muzzle, we have the recoil booster. Like I said, for all my Vanguard SMGs, you should be running the recoil booster. It's just going to help you with a faster time to kill, make you more aggressive up close, so why wouldn't you add it on? Now for the barrel, I am running the 189mm short barrel. This can help with damage at range, bullet velocity, and limb damage. So up close, you are melting people really quick. The bullet velocity is going to help, and of course, you're doing more damage at a longer distance with this barrel, so why wouldn't you add it on as well? Now for the optic, we're going to be adding on the slate reflector. I personally feel more comfortable when I use the slate reflector on my MP40, but if I'm running a different barrel, I do like to use the Crossnick ISO 1M iron sight. So just kind of how you feel. You can use the Model 47, the slate reflector, the iron sights, whatever you're feeling, but honestly, I think the slate reflector is going to be your best option here. Now for the stock, I'm going to be using the folding stock. It's going to help us sprint the fire speed and movement speed. So it's going to help us shoot faster off a sprint to be more aggressive, and we are moving faster around the map, which is always good. And then for perk 1, we are going to be using steady for the ADS firing movement speed. So again, when firing, aiming down sights, we are moving a lot quicker. And then for perk 2, we are going to be running quick for that sprint speed. Now getting into our rear grip, guys, we're going to be using the tape grip. It's going to help with aiming stability, movement speed, weapon swap quickness, and sprint to fire speed. So again, we are shooting faster off a sprint. We're swapping weapons quicker. We're moving a lot faster, and we're more stable when aiming down sights. For the magazine, we're going to be running the Gorenko 45 round mag. It's going to help with the recoil control, movement speed, aim down sight speed, and fire rate. The ammunition type is going to be the LinkedIn ammo type for that bullet velocity. And then for our final attachment, guys, I'm adding on the Mark 6 skeletal grip for that aim down sight speed and movement speed. Alright, so getting into our next weapon, guys, we have the CX9. Now, this weapon got buffed here in the Season 5 Reloaded update. It's always been good, so they made it a tiny bit better to use. Now, going into my build for that first attachment, we're going to the barrel, and we're going to be adding on the last barrel, which is the CX38S. This can help with damage at range, recoil control, bullet velocity, and sound suppression. So our bullets are doing more damage at a longer distance, which is really good. Our weapon's easy to control with its fast fire rate, so that's really good as well. Your bullets are traveling faster in air, and of course our weapon is more quiet. We're staying off the radar, so we are staying alive a lot longer. Now for the optic, as our next attachment, we're going to be adding on the GI Mini Reflex. Now I do like the iron sights, but I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit, put on the GI Mini Reflex. You're not going to have any problems with this, so you want to add it on. Now for the stock, I'm going to be adding on the CXFR. This can help with movement speed and aim down sight speed. Kind of think of it as a collapsed stock on the MP5. Really good. It's going to help with movement speed, help you be more faster around the map, and of course you're aiming down sights quicker, which is always good. Now for the magazine, we are going to be running the 50 round drum. It's going to help with a larger magazine size, larger squad wipes, easier squad wipes. You don't have to reload every time you get a kill, so you want to have this on. And then for our final attachment, guys, we're going to the underbarrel and adding on the Commando foregrip for recoil stabilization and aiming stability. So getting into our final weapon, guys, we have the Cold War MP5. Now, not too long ago, they did buff this weapon. They increased its damage at range, and they made the neck multiplier a little bit higher. Now, going into my build for the muzzle, we're going to be adding on the agency suppressor. So it's going to help with sound suppression. We're staying off the radar, being quiet, so it is going to help us stay alive a lot longer. Our weapon's easier to control vertically, so that's always good on any weapon. Bullet velocity, your bullets are traveling faster and air hit its targets faster, and that affects damage at range. Your bullets are hitting stronger at a longer distance, which is always good on any weapon. Now going into the barrel, we're going to be adding on the 9.5 inch Task Force barrel. This can help with effective damage at range, bullet velocity, and stray speed. So when aiming down sights and moving, we're not getting hit as much. Our bullets are traveling faster in air to hit our targets faster, and our bullets are doing even more damage at a longer distance. Now for the underbarrel, I am on the Field Agent grip. It's up with vertical and horizontal recoil control just to make the weapon a lot easier to use. The magazine is going to be the 40 round drum for a larger magazine size. And for that final attachment, guys, I'm adding on the Tiger Team Spotlight for that movement speed and aim walkie movement speed. But guys, those are my top 5 builds you need to be using for the Season 5 Reloaded update on the SMGs. Now here in a little bit, I will make a top 5 assault rifles and metal loadouts you need to be using as well. So if you are new, enjoy today's video. And if any of these builds help you out in getting games, higher kill games, and wins, let me know in the comment section. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.